Guess who got brands talking? Brandlive.co.za.
You are listening to Active Spaces Insightful Conversation with Ayanda Sitebe. Keep it locked.
There's that song. So it's always hard to start talking before I hear that beat just coming in. It's been a while. I haven't been in studio for 2 weeks. My God, but I know you guys were having loads and loads of fun with the ladies sometime last week, right? Was it last week when the studio was on fire? Was that other week when it was on fire? I really had fun with it. I was in bed. No, I was not in bed. I was in a meeting and trying to listen to the show and stuff like that. It was a very exciting show last week. I hope everyone is doing well. I'm happy to be back as well. Do you miss listeners? I missed you guys. I missed talking to you guys. Yeah. I know. I'm crazy like that. Everyone's now. Elvira is looking at me like odd. Like, what is he talking about? I missed you guys so much. All right, we're back. Active Spaces, insightful conversation. It's been an amazing, crazy week for us. We've been up and down. It's been really crazy. But last night I went to watch a very interesting film. Or do we say movie or film? The Black KK Clan. Yeah, I watched the screening of that film and it had me very exhausted. Like I was, Spike Lee with his content, I'm telling you, he had me exhausted. But it was very interesting to watch David Washington, Denzel Washington's son. Like he had a lot of references of Denzel. It's so crazy, but it was very interesting to watch. I'll encourage you to go watch that movie. I think it's coming out on the 7th of September. So that's a very exciting, movie that's coming up. All right, we're gonna take a short, quick break, and then when I'm back, I'm with my guest. Can't wait to introduce you to this lovely. Beautiful, amazing talent that we're gonna have a lovely, insightful conversation with. Yeah, let's go for the break.
Harnessing the power of talk radio. Brandlive.co.za.
Hey Bonang, how are you?
Hi Tuli, look so beautiful. Hey, long time no see. What happened to your skin, by the way? The last time I saw you, you had a lot of blemishes and breakouts. It was so terrible, man.
Wow, thanks for that, Bonang. Luckily, I discovered DMK. Have you heard of DMK?
DMK? Who are they?
DMK is a paramedical skincare brand that specializes in all skin conditions. Would you like their number?
Yes, please.
I know you're not good at numbers, so let me give you their website address because your skin looks terrible. It's www.dmkskincare.co.za.
Making a bold statement yet blending into the surrounding suburbs of Melville, 27 Boxes is a realization of edgy design and practical implementation. A radical departure from the shopping malls of our generation, yet not a return to the high streets of our youth. 27 Boxes showcases the best of a shopping centre set in a garden, surrounded by the bohemian suburb that is Melville. 27 Boxes, shop, play, eat. Live from 27 Boxes in the heart of Melville, this is brandlive.co.za.
Yes, we're back. And today's guest, popularly known as Vicky, the Vicious Vicky. Hey!
Hello!
How are you, L'Oreal?
I'm good.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, it's cool to be here.
Vicky, do you get a lot of that? Do people call you a lot,
Hey,
Vicky?
walking through the shopping centers.
Yeah.
Vicky!
Crazy.
People go crazy, which is really cool.
Oh my God. And you like this, you like opposite of Vicky.
Am I?
You're like so sweet, so loving,
Right?
and
I
Vicky
agree.
is like,
Vicky's just crazy.
earlier on you were talking just now and
Yeah.
you said there's a little Vicky in you.
Yeah, I think there's a little Vicky in everyone, right?
Yeah.
And I always believe in the roles that you take, there has to be a little bit,
True.
a little part of you that you just need to explore
Yeah,
a little bit more
yeah,
in every
yeah,
role.
yeah.
And so, yeah, I believe there's a little bit of Vicky in me, and she comes out every now and then.
My God, how do you get yourself there in that space? You know,
I get asked that question quite a lot, actually,
Yeah.
and I'm sure a lot of the actors on lockdown do.
Yeah.
Because it is so intense
It
and
is,
so
it is,
hectic,
it
and
is.
because we're telling these stories of these females in prison and the things that they
Yeah.
have to go through. And I think first and foremost, we film at Constitution Hill, which is beautiful to work in. We're working in actual prisons with such history.
So much history.
That
there.
already puts you in the space.
Yeah,
You know, you're seeing
yeah.
these isolation cells that, I mean, if you walk around on set and you can stand in there
Yeah,
and read some of the
yeah.
placards about the information about it, and it just puts you into character already. So,
Yeah.
firstly, that is the set. Secondly, it's also the quality of the actors that you work
Yeah,
alongside.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, people like Losha Cooper, you
Ooh,
know,
amazing,
Pamela
amazing.
Nomvete, all of them.
Ah.
Everyone just
Yeah.
feeds off this legendary energy
Shucks.
and talent, and you kind of have to up your game to be at the same level as them. So yeah, working alongside them as well as the extras. I don't know if you guys have
Yeah.
noticed, but those extras make every single
They're
scene. Without
amazing,
them,
right?
I don't think a scene
Yeah.
would be as successful.
And I
as
hear
it
some
is.
of them are like former prisoners and
Some
stuff.
of them are former prisoners. So
Shucks.
when you talk to them, they give you insight on to what
Yeah,
actually happens. It's kind of
yeah.
like research on set.
Amazing. But isn't that amazing where people see the end product, right?
Yeah.
And I always say the biggest sort of where actors draw in is actually the process, the whole journey of making that project.
It is. It's the research behind it. It's the
Yeah.
talking to people. It's
Yeah.
you need to, justify these stories,
Mm.
and you can't go in there with your own, thought of how this would happen. You have to go
Yeah.
in there, listening to someone who's experienced it themselves.
Listening.
Yeah.
Right. You're doing so many things, I think. Oh, you've done so many things somehow. I know you're presenting,
Yeah, I think you have to in this industry.
you're modeling, you're doing all these things. How do you find that balance? Like, do you think about it, or you just
You know
you're
what?
just super talented and you're just
No.
going for it?
No, what I think it is, it's hustle.
Hustle,
And
right.
to get to the next step, you have to remain
Yeah,
relevant.
yeah.
And so I try to do as much as possible in the industry, not only to learn,
Yeah.
but also to, up my game and keep me relevant.
Yeah.
And ultimately, I upskill myself doing
Yeah.
that. So, and I enjoy every part of the industry. I do radio as
Yeah,
well. I do,
yeah.
I do, as you said, presenting, modeling.
Yeah.
I like to also go behind the camera and produce some things myself, just because I want to learn the whole process.
That's-
Obviously, my first love is acting.
That's
is.
very interesting.
Yeah.
Where did you study? You wanna
So
or
I-
did you study at
I
all?
studied. I did study.
It's not a bad thing not to.
No, I know,
Right,
definitely.
yeah.
You see some great talent that hasn't studied,
True,
and
true.
it's that raw talent
Yeah.
that you
But you
find
still have
people
to learn,
lose.
right?
Yeah, of
People
course.
confuse studying and the importance of learning,
Yeah.
or equipping yourself or skilling yourself.
Exactly.
But anyway, sorry. Yes,
Yeah.
you're saying.
So I studied at Rhodes University, and I studied drama and journalism.
Oh, great.
So I did that for 3 years, and then I performed in the National Arts Festival, and I just needed to up my game a little bit more,
Yeah, yeah.
because I felt like you had done all you can in that space in Grahamstown, in Rhodes, and then I decided to move back to Johannesburg.
Yeah.
That's where I'm from, and I went to AFTA
Oh.
because I wanted to go to film. I'd done a lot of
Nice.
theatre,
Yeah,
and so
yeah.
I wanted to see and transition into film.
Yeah.
So I studied screen acting at AFTA for my honours year.
Beautiful.
That was tough. It was tough because going from theatre to screen
I can
is
imagine. It's like,
on another level.
bring it down.
Exactly.
It's like,
Bring it down. Like, you hear that in every single audition you go to. They're like,
Crazy.
okay, I like that, but
yeah,
a little bit
yeah.
less. You know.
So what's your favorite, screen or theatre?
I have come to love, and I find that my strength lies in screen.
Uh-huh.
However, I believe that everyone should do theatre.
Definitely,
Every
right.
actor should do theatre. It's where your foundations are. It's where you learn. It's where you play.
Yeah, I was
You're
about to
allowed
say,
to
it grounds
play.
you, right?
It really does.
Yeah.
And so I use a lot of my techniques that I've learned from theatre in film. It's all about the same objective. It's
Yeah.
just about displaying it in a different manner.
Yeah. Oh, that's exciting. Look, there's so much happening within the industry. I think it's the best time now to be an actor.
Yeah.
But that being said, there's so many offlines as well where you're not working. What do you do in those spaces in between where there's like no work for
Yeah.
a month, because there
Yeah.
are those moments, right?
Of course, there are those
Yeah.
moments. And I use that time to better my skill.
Wow.
So I go to workshops. I learn a new skill. So for example, I think there was that 1 month where, I think we just finished shooting Lockdown, but we needed, then there was time for obviously post-production and all of
Yeah.
that before it aired. And so I took up improv.
Wow.
I've never done improv
Yeah.
before, but let me try a
Nice,
new
nice.
skill.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
then I found it helps you so much in the audition process, especially improv, in the audition process, and even
Yeah.
just on set.
Yeah.
You know, the director will obviously give you what he wants, but
Definitely.
he sometimes allows you to play, and then you have to come up with different.
Because that's important,
versions.
right?
Yeah.
You want to work with actors that offer you something as well. So
That's our job, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
When you have actors that you have to direct every second step,
Yeah.
then it becomes a very tedious project.
And you also want actors that are directable,
Yeah.
because some people aren't. Some people go in there with their agenda and their motive, and that's all that comes across. And people can't work with
and
that.
you don't want to take that on set, right? You just want to be a vessel that can
100%. A
Oh,
vessel that
that's-
can be manipulated and adaptable.
Yeah. There's a big talk around branding for actors. Like, I think that's a conversation now. Every second actor I'm meeting now, they're talking about branding. Earlier on, me and you were just talking about the casting through numbers on social media and so forth.
Yeah.
What's the importance of branding for actors, if there's such a thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
And my follow-up question would be that the social media thing. What's your
Yeah.
take on it?
Look, I think now we've reached a point where branding is essential for actors now. I don't know if I 100% agree with that, because I just want to act.
Yeah.
I just want to
Yeah.
I just want to be on set. I want to play with other actors. I want to justify a story and tell a story in a compelling way. But in order to get there, in order to get your foot through that door, in order to get on set,
Yeah.
you have to have, you have to keep relevant. You have to have a brand. And I know like PR agencies are, the in thing right now,
true,
being
true.
seen at events.
True.
I don't really enjoy that. I know we were talking about this earlier, that I don't really enjoy it, but it's
Yeah.
part of the game. And if you go against it, then you're
You might
just doing
be
yourself
left
a injustice.
behind, right?
Exactly.
You are listening to Insightful Conversations with me. I understand, and I'm joined by the talented Lorian. She's amazing. We had like a conversation outside. We had like another show outside.
Yeah,
here. We're
we
going to
did.
take a short break and we're going to come back just right now.
Whether you're an athlete or just going about your day-to-day business, use TurboFreeze on the go for any pain relief or inflammation. It's the #1 pain relief formula. To find out more, log on to our website, www.turbofreeze.co.za.
The unique experience. Living as One Events presents relationship talks, drama, Q&A sessions,
music, love stories, ladies and gents session, and lots more. Registration fee at 150 Rand.
happening at Bread of Life Foundation venue, Honeydew Shopping Center, Bayers Nodia Drive, corner Blueberry Drive, Unit 66, Laser Park, Honeydew. Saturday, 15 September at 11 a.m. RSVP on 072-851-8702.
Harnessing the power of talk radio. Brandlive.co.za.
And the insightful conversation continues. We're just talking about the importance of branding. And I think you've got an amazing website. And I'm like, why do actors don't have websites? Like,
Well, do you think websites are relevant anymore?
I think they are. I think
Is
for
it?
the fact that I saw it.
Yeah, the fact
and,
that you saw it, yeah.
and I think and this is what I tell actors sometimes, that it's not even for us here in South Africa. Probably is when someone is curious about you in another country, and I think that's the direction that actors should start sort of thinking about themselves globally. And I think that's the important thing about the website. Actually, I was in a conversation with Samad Daves actually, and I told him about an actor. It's like, give me the link, give me the website, and there's no website.
So he's busy asking for
But
that.
you've put in
It's
a lot of work
interesting.
in it.
I still need to upgrade it, actually.
Yeah.
I did that quite a while ago.
But it's still looking amazing.
Look, it's ultimately just an online profile of
Yeah.
what I do, what I've done.
Yeah.
And I think people can also utilize something like YouTube in that sense, because it's all film kind of videos. Unless you want to write blog posts and stuff, then a website is the place where you can put it all together.
But it is important to put yourself out there as an actor.
Yeah, you have to. I think I've come to realize that.
All right, cool. What set actors apart? Like, what sets you apart from other actors? And not in a bad way, but because I think actors have that pressure to be the actor. Or is there such a thing as that pressure? But what do you think sets you apart from other actors?
It's a difficult question because I often don't see it in myself of what sets me apart. But somehow I find that when I walk into an audition room, what makes me get the job as opposed to someone else is my ability to really wholeheartedly be that character and be present. For me, it's not about me getting the role when I walk into that audition. It's about me. Let's say I'm Vicky, I'm the drug addict. I want something from you, and that is my objective in that role. And I think everyone's too busy thinking about things like, are they going to like me? Do they like this direction that I'm going? I say go bold or go home.
That's so interesting. I think because I've been in audition rooms where actors come in and audition, like you could literally see an actor that's already thinking about the job. Like, am I getting this job? Like
is he watching your reactions and then feeding off that? It's not about that. It's about you
end up
owning
not
it.
seeing the talent and the work and stuff like that. You asked me earlier on, and I'm going to ask you this question. What's your ultimate as a South African actor? Like, what's...
My ultimate is, and it actually always has been, is working every single day of my life. Whether it's on stage, whether it's an advert, whether it's on set, I want to be acting every single day of my life because that's my happy place. So it's not about necessarily achieving a goal or getting a lead on a series or something. I mean, those are great and those lead you to working every day on set. But I just find happiness out of that. It's not about the money either. It can't be in this industry, am I right? But it's just, that's all I want to do is I want to act every single day of my life and make a living from it.
You have to, right? And where do you draw that inspiration? Like, what keeps you going?
What keeps me going, I think, is I've never had a plan B. Everyone's always said to me, you need a plan B, and I studied journalism and that's helped me, but if you have a plan B, you have the opportunity to fall on that plan B. I never allowed myself that. This is what I want to do, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to fail at it. I'm going to succeed sometimes. So we'll see where it goes.
What you just said just felt like bungee jumping. Like, I'm just going to go.
I mean, we have this one life. Why not?
Why not? Someone said, what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah, what is the worst that can happen? I think I have a lot of friends who, have corporate jobs and they earn an awesome living and they're living this happy life, but they don't have a passion. And for me, I have a passion and I can't understand how you're not doing something every day and loving it and learning and wanting to give more. Like, I don't know. I don't understand it. And so I can't really understand how they go to work every single day.
Wow, that's very interesting. We're going to take one last quick break to pay the bills and we're going to come back and wrap this thing up.
Whoa.
Cool.
Live from 27 Boxes in the heart of Melville, this is brandlive.co.za. brandlive.co.za.
Sure, we're not supposed to keep things basic and we gotta go next level.
I come through in your windows, you know you cannot lock this. The whole time I cock this is monstrous like the Loch Ness. It's just the softest, I'm hot just like a rock is. Making all the ruckus, you still flag my G. Now tell me what the flop is, why hating me for my darkness. Tell me what the shock is, your timing and where the clock is. Oh my
God! brandlive.co.za. Harnessing the power of talk radio. brandlive.co.za.
I don't want this conversation to end.
All good things come to an end.
But before it ends, I'm very interested in terms of how you're looking at like like South African storytelling. Like, what's your take on it? Like, are we telling the right stories? What do you think about the stories that are being told? Are we telling them right? Are we reflecting South Africa as is, where it is, where it's going, where it's coming from? I hope that's not too much in one sentence.
No.
Yeah.
I think that we still have a long way to go. I think that we are definitely going in the right direction, though.
Yeah.
I mean, just being a part of something like Lockdown, they're telling these stories from female prisoners in a real and realistic manner, and I'm so grateful to be a part of that. And I see people following that trend now, you know, telling real stories and not just, I think we passed kind of talking about apartheid and that effect. Now we're in this free world and we need to work together and we need to create stories like that. I can see though that we are definitely moving forward, and it's exciting to be a part of. The film industry is growing.
It's amazing.
And it's so exciting as an actress to be a part of this. Yeah.
What's amazing about you, which is what I love as well, which is very hard. You've tapped into all audiences, like all South African audiences. Is that something you thought of, or
in the beginning?
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I completely understand what you're saying. In the beginning, it's not something that I thought of. But now consciously I make the effort to know who wants to see me, what my target market is. And also I'm in South Africa now. I need to appeal to the market that is watching me, and I'm so happy about that, and I'm so happy that people have taken me with open arms. You know, I love being in South Africa. I love the people in South Africa.
Amazing.
So I'm very excited. I love my target market. So that's great.
So obviously after I watch Black KK, it's a very racial based sort of story, and it got me thinking actually about where we are as an industry. Do you think producers are producing work for like a black market and a white market? Do you think
I definitely agree with that. I think producers are producing for a black market and a white market. You see that in the Afrikaans community. You see that on some of our local channels. Sometimes there's no representation of Indians or white people or colored people. So I don't know, I think we need to find a balance, but at the same time we need to keep in mind that we need to represent our country, so we need to represent the majority. That's obvious, that's how it is.
I get
and
you.
That's the way it should be.
Wow, interesting.
And
you've got best of both worlds.
Do you? Best of both worlds. I hope so. I don't know. I hope so.
All right, but we love you. And thank you so much for joining us, and thank you so much for always saying yes to Actor Spaces.
Actor Spaces, you guys are doing amazing
so
things.
much.
It's so amazing to be, just with you guys.
Thank you, Lauren. Before they kill me, thank you so much. Until we meet again next week with all these insightful conversation with these amazing actors. Thank you so much. Go online, actorspaces.co.za. Get the podcast, brandlife.co.za. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
You're listening to brandlive.co.za.